Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today I want to be talking about more Helldivers. Mostly the new update of Cyberstan called the Machinery of Oppression. I'm going to talk about what I like about this update and what I don't like. But just to start off, I think this update is very good. I think Cyberstan is a lot of fun to play on. I like how it's a cold planet, so you can use your laser weapons, very effectively, since there's a cooldown on your laser gun. So if you're on a cold planet, your laser weapons cool down faster, and I feel like those kinds of weapons, especially and plasma weapons, are the best against bots. To be honest, I just unlocked the double-edged sickle, and yeah, I think lasers are definitely the best for bots. So it feels great with the double-edged sickle, and especially the talon, because I think you get like maybe 6 shots before that overheats. But if you're on Cyberstan, since it's a cold environment, it cools down a lot faster, so it feels much better. So I like the environment. I like the style of the planets. All these factories that are basically creating, especially like the big. So the big new mission on Cyberstan is like you have to go to this tower, deactivate a bunch of stuff, and then you have to go and do like these side objectives, turn these knobs on these pipes, overheat them. They have to go back to the terminal, so you have to go and do a whole bunch of small stuff to get into this tower, and it's basically a cyborg birthing place. I don't know what you'd call it, but they're all in like stasis pods, and you can see them in there being created, and you get to basically nuke that building, and that's like the big spectacle moment of the update, and it's pretty cool. I like that new mission. It's so I say it's cool, but to be honest, it does get a little, I guess, monotonous doing it over and over. Like it's fun every once in a while, but I would not want to do that one, you know, more than like twice in a row if I'm playing during the day, because it takes a while, and especially if you're playing on impossible, like I have been doing recently. Impossible is pretty hard, and I'm just gonna cut to I'm gonna start talking about the new enemies, and then I'm gonna get to the Vox engines, which is like the big boss enemy, which is what I really want to talk about in this update. But we'll start with the radicals, which are like these are like they don't really have much armor on, but these are they're clearly cyborgs, and they throw smoke grenades at you, and then they do this really cool thing where they throw a smoke grenade at you, and then they'll just sprint through the smoke as fast as they can. And it's actually kind of funny watching that. Like if you're on a higher higher elevation, and your teammate is just getting blasted down below, and you see like one of them throw a smoke grenade, and then they run up through the smoke. It looks really goofy and kind of creepy. Like they just it's almost like they get super speed for a moment. But they're pretty terrifying. I think they're scary to fight. Honestly, I think they're the first like robot enemy that is like actually scary to encounter, because honestly, I'll just see a smoke be thrown at my feet out of nowhere, and I'll just be like, wait, I don't see anyone, and they just come out of nowhere, and then they'll just tiger knee you in the face, or they'll roundhouse kick you, and then when you're on the ground, they'll just shotgun you, and you're dead. Or there was this instance where it kicked me to the ground or something. I got blown up. I don't remember what happened, but there was like I think it was 2 or 3 radicals on me, and they were all just like kicking me while I was on the ground, like they were bullying me. It was like I was in the school recess area. It was really really messed up, but also funny. I liked it. So the radicals, they're pretty cool, and they have to get close to you to really do any lethal damage. But in numbers, they're very very scary, I will say. The next new enemy are the agitators. And the agitators are also cyborgs, but they have, I think it's light armor. I'm pretty sure it's light armor. But they have a layer of armor. So instead of, with the radicals, you can kind of just two-shot the radicals in the head if you're using like the Talon. But with the agitators, you have to break their armor. And they're often more so, I see them do this a lot where they're hiding behind like cover, or they're around the corner kind of far away, and they're sort of sniping you. They'll do this thing where they have to charge up their cannon, kind of like Samus from Metroid Prime, which is kind of cool. And they'll shoot you and they'll do high damage. I think sometimes, I don't know if they one-shot you, but sometimes it feels like that. But they're more tactical. They take their time. And honestly, I don't really see them in high numbers, which is good. But they're like more of a heavy hitter. They kind of remind me more so the Overseers in the Luminant faction. So they're cool. So we got those two cyborgs, and then the big boss guy that I want to really talk about, and I feel like is kind of the main problem. He's very interesting. And I think he's a well-designed boss enemy. Like, I like them. They're well-designed, like I just said. But the problem with at least going up to impossible difficulty, and I can't even imagine, I don't think above impossible on Cyberstan, I don't think that would be fun for me in my, for my play style. I don't think that would, I don't think I would enjoy that. Because on difficulty 8, which is impossible, they will spawn over and over and over again. And these things are tanky as hell. There's two main effective ways of killing Vox engines. The first one, which is the most common, and this is the one I always resort to because I get bombarded by their missiles and their lasers and all that crap. But the one main way you want to kill them is with just heavy fire. What I do is use a leveler, call down a leveler, shoot it, and then it's going to take some other explosive to destroy after that. It's going to have a little bit of health left. So if you have like an eagle, or if you have an orbital laser will destroy it outright, but it'll take a while. It'll take like half of your laser time, it feels like. But you can use a leveler, and then you can shoot, I think it's one ultimatum shot, and then they're down. So it's not too bad. And then the second way to destroy these clankers is if you get behind them, you'll see these lights in their vents. You have to shoot all those vents, and then eventually you have to shoot underneath it. Once you do that, you'll be able to, and it's really easy to destroy the vents behind them. The problem is getting behind them, right? Because usually they spawn very far away, or they spawn on your head, which has happened to me a few times. And it's very annoying because that just means you die. But anyways, it's easy to destroy their vents, their weak points. And then once you do that, these two hatches will open, I think, from the front and the back. And all you have to do is throw a grenade in there, and then they're dead. Right? It's a cool little mini game. It feels like you're fighting a boss. It's fun. The problem is getting close to them. It's very, very hard. And I can't even imagine doing that on solo. I'm not a solo diver whatsoever. I do want to try it one day, but I'm honestly not really a stealth guy either in games. So, yeah. I like playing with randoms, or I like playing with friends. And so far, Vox engines are crazy hard. And so if there's a whole bunch of them spawning over and over, which there probably will if you're playing higher difficulties, you're just going to die. Okay, breaking down their attacks, they have this like missile barrage. And they'll just fire it up into the sky. And I do see it. I think there's a pattern to it, though. They'll kind of shoot their missiles in a curve. So I don't know how to illustrate it. But they'll shoot their missiles in a curve. And then it's kind of like going straight, but like to the right or left. So what you can do is that you can kind of predict it and it's not going to really follow you. It's going to go in a certain path. So it's possible to dodge. I've done it. I can do it. But if there's multiple of them and they shoot you with that, you're dead. You're probably not going to survive that. The one tip I would give, divers fighting Vox engines is go in with a I can't remember what it's called exactly, but the shield emplacement, the big bubble shield you can put down. I would go in with that because that will block their missiles. Like, that works very effectively. I feel like when I go in with that, I have a lot more fun. Number one, and number two, it just feels a lot more fair. So that's one tip I'd give you if you are struggling. But yeah, they need to lower the spawn rate. It is just, it's not fun. It's not. It ruins the experience. I'm already burnt out of, if I'm gonna play on level 8, I'm burnt out at level 8. I don't want to play anymore on Cybersand because of the Vox engines. It's just too much. It's too much. It's not fun. Once there was, I wish I had the footage, but there were like 3 or 4 spawning at once. Like, how's that fair? How is that fair? It's not. Unless your whole team throws down, okay, unless your team throws down 2 lasers and spams, as much artillery as they have, they're not going to die. And you're screwed. And I find myself dying multiple times, and especially my teammate will, reinforce me, and then you'll drop on the Vox's head, and you have no way to deal with them up there whatsoever. So what's going to happen? Either a Vox engine is going to shoot a missile at you, you're going to get insta-killed, or you're going to have to jump off and die. Unless you get lucky. Which is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. We shouldn't be spawning on Vox engine heads. And I feel like it happens all too often. I don't know why, but it does. And it shouldn't happen. And also, speaking of being reinforced spawning in, I feel like when the game came out, you could move your drop, I don't know what's called, your drop pod. I feel like you could move it to where you want to land much more easily, and I feel like sometimes you still can, but most of the time you can't. It's just like stiff, and it's either stiff, it'll move slightly, or it won't move at all. So it's like, if you're going to fall in a Vox engine, you're just like, oh, I guess I'm going to fall in a Vox engine and get my ass kicked again. So it's not really fair. I don't really get it. They should fix that. I don't know if it's a bug or something, but definitely fix that. And yeah, so that's the Vox engines. That's the main thing of the update for me. It's cool. I like everything about it. I like the new enemies. I like the new mission type. It's fun, but it's overwhelming in higher levels. Like, I don't understand how that's fun unless you're just a masochist or something. I don't know. Sadist. But going on, I do want to talk about bugs a little bit, or I don't know about bugs, but just some things they should probably update, like the mechs, for example. I guess their armor, I had to look it up before I recorded this video, but their armor is like a mix of light armor and I think light at the legs. It's kind of just like the War Striders, where it's light at the legs or medium at the legs, I guess, on the War Striders, and then on the mechs, it's medium at the chest or torso. I feel like they should make the whole mech, and I've heard other people say the same thing, they should make the whole mech just medium armor. Because the problem with spawning in a mech in Cybersand, it almost feels useless. Like, they'll see the mech, falling, being dropped down from the ship, and they'll just beam it, and it blows up, and you just wasted a stratagem slot for nothing. Sometimes right when you spawn in, that's when you want called in, and you'll get a little bit of play out of it. But if you want to spawn in again, it's not going to happen. Unless you get lucky. Unless you get really lucky. Unless you're playing at lower difficulties. It's fine. But, you know, if you want to get some medals, like I do, at higher difficulties, it's not good. And then going to the tank is a lot of fun. I really like it, the Bastion tank. But the problem with the Bastion tank, it's glitchy. Mostly with like how it performs. So you're just driving through an alley or something on Cybersand, and then there will be like some sort of something protruding from the ground, and then you'll just be stuck. And I guess you can't use it anymore. I guess your tank's screwed. And you can't move it with a grenade. There's no way. It's too big. So you could get stuck on something like a pipe or something, and it's rendered useless. And just some personal gripes with it I have is, like, it's cool to two-man vehicle, and I like how I can hold the whole team. But the main, like, cannon, like, you can't, like, the driver has to aim you. And I feel like if you're playing with randoms, it's annoying to use. Like, if you're coming in with the tank, it's annoying. You're not going to get much use out of it whatsoever. I don't think so. So yeah, the tank it's mostly just fun if you have your friends with you. So it's cool, but a little glitchy. And I do want to say it lasts a lot longer than the mechs. I think it's probably medium armor. Although I think it should be heavy armor. That'd be much better. But I think it lasts a lot longer than mechs. It feels useful if you have a team that, you know, is actually good. So, and that's a gamble. Anyways, I think I said everything I wanted to say. I think Machinery of Oppression, I think this update is a lot of fun. It's interesting. I like the new enemies, but there's just like a few things they need to tweak, and it would just be, it'd be much better. It'd be a lot better. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know I just kind of rambled, but I think that's the easiest way to, for me to get my what I'm thinking out of my big fat head. Go and liberate some more cyborgs. And I'll see you guys in the... Don't forget to subscribe, by the way. I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.